Welcome to Game Off Podcast, episode number 38. This week, Mario's 35th anniversary direct dropped suddenly. We discuss all the fun things that got announced. Surprise, it wasn't just games. We also got our showcase of the week. We got Fall Guys and Drake's Hollow. I'm your host, Brent, aka Arcadia, along with...
Andrew, aka Solid Talker.
Hooray! Yeah,
Hooray!
How's your week going, Andy? Anything fun?
Oh, no.
Okay. Mario's 35th anniversary direct. Can you tell us a little bit about what was announced today?
Okay, and I'm going to do these out of order, just kind of try to hit the ones that are least interesting to most interesting, so that we don't, forget the more interesting ones.
Mm-hmm.
Mario turned 35, and they decided to announce a whole bunch of stuff that they're doing to celebrate Mario's 30th. And there's already a ton of Mario shit coming out this year. You had that Lego NES console, which looked really dope. That those other Lego Mario sets that I didn't really understand what they were, how they worked. All sorts of stuff. I think there's some Mario stuff that's going to be added into Animal Crossing, which is happening. Some Splatoon things, some Smash Ultimate stuff. Mario Maker 2's getting some anniversary themed content as well. And then on to the kind of weirder things. I'm going to start with the Battle Royale game that they're putting out, Super Mario 35.
Yeah, right on the nose, on theme with the 35th anniversary. What is this game?
It looks like they're trying to take the success of Tetris 99 and pivot it into a Mario Battle Royale. And when Tetris 99 came out, I'm sure you recall, as our listeners will, I was a big fan of that, and even said they should take this concept and wrap it around other games. Mario seems like an interesting one to do it with.
Is it the same type of gameplay where you're just playing your own game and jumping around on a screen?
It seems to be you're basically going through randomly generated Mario levels, like almost like an endless runner, and trying to stay alive, and the things that you do in there allow you to kind of target, like in Tetris 99, other people that you're playing with and send hazards over their way. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Mario is not the first game I would have thought of. I would have pivoted to something like Wario's Woods or Yoshi's Cookie, or another
Yoshi's
puzzle
Cookie,
game.
that's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Everyone loves Yoshi's Cookie. That game's great.
Yes.
That game gets no love. I want to see more of that. Or like, what's the Planet Puzzle League? Is that theirs?
Planet Puzzle League? I don't know. I've never heard of that.
Henry Hatsworth Puzzling Adventure, like some other kind of puzzle game. But Mario's fine. I've got Switch Online, so I'm sure I'll play it.
Yeah, I did.
Then go ahead.
I'm really curious to see how that plays out, because Mario Maker's pretty popular. Like, people enjoy that. I think there would be something interesting there if it blended Mario Maker and a traditional Mario experience, but in multiplayer. I'm having trouble seeing the appeal of a procedurally generated Mario map, because that doesn't sound anywhere near as fun.
No, and maybe I just misunderstood, and it's not procedural. But that's what I gathered from watching the trailer, that this was not just you playing the first Mario as fast as you can.
Yeah, but also maybe one of those old DM style games where somebody's just throwing down maniacal bricks and stuff.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
There's one the 35th guy's just this fucking sadist who's trying to ruin everybody's day. That I'd watch. That'd be fun to watch on a stream.
Wasn't there one that came out? Wasn't there a game that came out for the Wii U that kind of used that mechanic?
I thought there was a Warhammer game maybe that they were trying to do that with, but I don't remember. I don't think it became very popular. I think that was the whole premise behind the Wii U. It's now you can make games like this, and everyone was like, no. How about Fable Legends? Bring that forth that to Wii U. No.
Yeah, no thanks. That's okay.
You guys can keep that one.
On the topic of playing just Mario 1, they also are releasing Mario Brothers Game & Watch, which only plays Super Mario Brothers.
Did they say how much that's going to retail for? Because I'm guessing it's way too much.
I did not see a price. I'm trying to find it now. I did not see one. It's very, very limited, apparently. Well, of course it's limited, but it's going to be very limited. It plays Mario and the Lost Levels, aka Mario 2 in Japan.
Okay.
And has 35 Easter eggs, which is okay. I don't know why you'd announce that, but
that's a feature.
Bit on the nose.
Yeah.
And it has a functioning alarm clock.
Right.
So I think it's supposed to be like $60-$70.
What?
Is the yeah.
Oh my god. So do they not already have these, just not as fancy? Like, they have the Mario handheld things that usually go for like $15, don't they?
Do they? I don't know about these.
They're just like the old like poker games, like little handheld things. I'm pretty sure they had a Mario.
You're talking about like the LCD games?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
You're talking about like the actual physical Game & Watches that they made.
No, not Game & Watch, sorry. Like, they have what is essentially the same thing, just not as dressed up. And for
I don't know about
a
this.
fraction of the price. I'm like, now that you say you're not familiar with it, I'm only like 85% sure they exist. But I'm pretty sure I've walked through a closing down Toys R Us and seen these and be like, oh, I would never need one of these. Anyway,
maybe you're just having some kind of fever dream combined with memories of the Game Boy Advanced Micro.
Yeah, that is most of my childhood at this point. Just fever dreams that have overlapped all the horrors.
And most of them about the GBA Micro.
Yes. Oh god, I saw one of those the other day, Andy. I forgot to tell you. I'll tell you more about it. Yeah. Yes. It was amazing. It was also like $300.
Oh god, I think that's one of the earliest conversations I can remember having with you is about the Game Boy Micro and just how impossible they were to find and how tempting they were to purchase anytime I saw them on eBay or the Goodwill site.
Yeah.
And they never come down in price.
No,
which would make sense.
They only appreciate if, like, that Final Fantasy IV one, I think it was.
Oh god, that Final Fantasy one is so pretty.
It's erotic, and it's been going up steadily, like by $20 a month or something ridiculous. So I guess it's a lost cause at this point.
Yeah,
if you have
your
one,
your best bet is to find one at like a garage sale or something.
Yeah. If your grandparents are dying off because of COVID and they have some Game Boy Micros.
Please send us a tweet at Game On Podcast.
That was insensitive. Please hug your family. Wait. Make sure you don't have COVID and then hug your family. I'm not very good at this.
Yeah, this is all good. This is all staying in.
Okay. Oh god.
Mario Kart Live Home Circuit, though. What did you think of that weird toy?
My first reaction was only Nintendo gets away with announcing literal toys and pins on a fucking Direct. Only Nintendo. And then I skipped right over it because I watched all the videos piecemeal and I was like, nope, don't even care. So please tell me if there was anything interesting about them.
It is kind of interesting. You're setting up a little track in your house, and then you're driving these little AR Mario Karts with cameras on them, and it's kind of overlaying a Mario Kart track and game and HUD and everything on your phone that you're driving these things around on.
Okay.
It's a really neat idea that I almost wish someone else was making.
Yeah, I would be very curious to play with it in like a showroom for 5 minutes. I don't think...
Yeah.
Unless I had kids, I would never let that anywhere near my home.
Even with a kid, it just seems like it's very expensive tech.
Yeah.
And it's too expensive for me to just give a child to play with, even though it does look really cool to have
just got a
to be driving Mario Kart around my house.
Yeah.
So that's kind of disappointing. Really cool, and I can't wait for some other company to knock it off and make one for half the price that I can buy.
Yeah, this will be an interesting topic just moving forward, because they sort of like come out with these things that people want, but then they gate them behind just like crazy pricing. Like the Lego NES thing is like, wow, that is fascinating. Like I would love to have one of those. Oh, not at that price. Nope, never, 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 never. It's like it'll be the same thing with this for me.
I don't know where you are, what you're talking about, them coming out with things that are enticing and then finding some way to gate them.
Yeah.
That's a ridiculous accusation that we will definitely not put a pin in and come back to in about 3 minutes after we talk about Super Mario 3D World.
Fair enough.
Super Mario 3D World is getting a re-release on Switch. I'm kind of into that because I'd never had a Wii U, so I didn't get to play that one. And I like Mario games.
Yeah, this is the first time they've released it not on the Wii U, which makes sense because that was technically their last generation. But not many people played it for obvious reasons.
Yeah, I'm excited to be Cat Mario and Cat Luigi. That could be fun.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really have much else to say about that one.
Tanuki Mario is all you really need.
Yeah, he's definitely.
I'll die on that.
He's definitely best Mario. Oh no, well, there was that B Mario, and I think it was in Galaxy. I liked B Mario a lot.
Yeah, you know what? Dinosaur Mario is pretty dope too.
There's a lot of good Marios out there.
Yeah, I'm not gonna talk shit about Marios.
Speaking of Mario Galaxy, the Super Mario 3D All-Stars collection. This is where I think a lot of the discussion has been around for... It's Super Mario 64, Super Mario Sunshine, and Super Mario Galaxy, all bundled together for a $60 price tag, which is fine.
Nice. It's not a bad price.
No, they haven't really done much with them. You know, it's not like the Spyro or Crash remakes they did, in the last year or so. These are ports. They're upscaled. They look nice. Mario 64 is definitely showing its age. But Sunshine and Galaxy still look really nice, and I'm sure they look great at 1080p.
Are they leaving it at like a 4:3 aspect ratio, or...?
I don't know. I didn't quite gather that.
Port, you say. So $20 a pop for ports.
$20 a pop for ports for virtual console stuff. This is much like they did with the All-Stars release for the Wii during the 20th anniversary of Mario? Yeah. Where they did the Super Mario All-Star where you were just buying virtual console titles. This is kind of that. Which is fine. Nintendo, since the GameCube, has been doing a lot of remastering. They had the Zelda collections, and the GameCube was full of those collections, if I remember correctly. I think that was most of what my friends had. Zelda, Mega Man, Mario, and a couple others. Sonic, I think, had one on GameCube as well.
We I think, had most of them. I have, like, the Mario, 25th anniversary and, the Kirby collection.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yep.
They had a few others, yeah.
This is, and this is cool. I'm excited to play. I never finished Sunshine. I haven't played 64 in probably a decade. I loved Galaxy. I still can't quite get a feel for whether or not Galaxy is playable in handheld mode, or if I have to suffer through motion controls again. Because it advertises on the site for this specific Mario 3D All-Stars bundle. It both advertises that it's playable in handheld mode and also says that Joy-Cons are required to play it. So I don't know what that means.
Yeah, what does that mean? So because of this one game, too, they're also gating out everyone that owns a Switch Lite?
Well, what I'm thinking is maybe it's... Because you remember Galaxy had that weird, kind of pseudo drop-in co-op where the second player could point at the screen and collect star bits for you and shoot them.
Yeah.
I'm thinking maybe that's what they're referring to. That's the part that requires a second Joy-Con.
Okay.
But it's otherwise playable. I'm hoping, because I love Galaxy. I tried to play it again recently and I hate the motion controls. And I just want to play it with a controller like a normal person in a normal game.
Yeah, motion controls were really plagued all the really good games on the Wii, both Galaxies and Skyward Sword. Skyward Sword was the first game I stopped playing on the Wii because my wrist hurt. I was so frustrated. But yeah, they need to do away with those for sure.
Speaking of both Galaxies, the second one isn't included, which a lot of people were really disappointed about.
Oh, you mean the best one?
The best one was not included.
Literally the pinnacle of all of their learning about how to make good Mario games. It's not included.
Yep, not included.
Oh.
I'm sure they'll sell it to us again later.
Oh.
But, we're kind of ignoring the elephant in the room here. We're burying the lead. This is only available until March 31st of 2021. And that's including the digital release.
What?
Yeah. You can
Why?
only buy this game from any retailer legally until March 31st. And it's a limited print edition and limited time to buy the digital version for God only knows what reason.
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, no, I know the reason.
What?
The reason is because they want to create artificial scarcity and FOMO so people buy it. And people just rush out and buy it without waiting for it to come down in price or anything.
What if I'm one of the millions of Americans who are suffering from this economic crisis we're living in, and can't afford one of these games before March of next year?
Fuck you, pay them.
Oh,
That's it. That's it.
oh, just when I thought that the world is on my side.
No.
Maybe I should reconsider theft.
There was an interesting take I saw from the Game Dev Breakdown podcast today, at Game Dev Pod, which is a really tidy, Twitter handle there. Good job of them. And what they suggested is that the old Mario games coming out actually compete with new Mario games because they are so well regarded and good, and they don't want to have their old Mario games competing with their current ones.
Are they implying that another Mario game might be coming out next year? Or
That's my take on it, is that more Mario games are coming, and having the option of, well, you could buy this new one, or you could just buy Galaxy. Galaxy's great, and Galaxy's $20. Oh, you could just buy that, or you could buy this. I still think of it with that, in that just forcing scarcity like they do with literally every other piece of their business.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to hardware.
Yeah, I think the evidence is there for that more so than the other argument for sure. Because they did that with all of the SNES NES releases.
Yep, and they did that with every piece of interesting hardware they've done in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Even those stupid NES and SNES Joy-Cons to play the Virtual Console with.
Yeah.
That were limited edition and would only work with one game on the Switch.
Oh, yeah. Oh, and Ring Fit Adventure hasn't been in stock. Every time it's in stock, which is every week, people lose their minds and buy it out. So.
Yeah, I don't understand that. Well, I mean, I guess I do understand. It's worked for them consistently. It worked with the Amiibos. It's worked with literally everything they've done for the past decade. But it's just so shitty and anti-consumer, and it frustrates me how many people are willing to just go to bat for them on this.
I'm surprised there wasn't more outrage about this. Every comment section I saw was just like, yeah, just gotta get it. Like that's the answer to this problem.
But there's no need. You don't need to cut it off.
Yeah, it's not often I suggest going to a used game store and just buying the old versions, because guess what? They're just fucking ports. Maybe it's worth it just to plug in your old fucking consoles. Especially the Wii games. They're not going to look that bad at this point.
There was a article, you remember Cracked.com?
Yes.
Back a decade ago, David Wong wrote an article titled 5 Reasons the Future Will Be Ruled by Bullshit. And he coined a term that I think about all the time, which is forced artificial scarcity, which he shortened to farts. And that's why it is so catchy. But he talked very much about companies trying to imply that digital goods are scarce, and trying to sell digital goods as if they were physical goods with the same kind of, like, oh, you need to buy it now, supplies are running out.
Yeah.
No, it's bits. Just give me more bits.
Yeah. we've put it on a server. It's a Pentium 3 from 1999, and there's only so much bandwidth it can handle before it sets on fire. This is how many we've calculated it. It's exactly 400,000. Don't worry about the round number.
I just wanted to give him credit for having talked about this a decade ago, and I'm sure people who didn't write for humor websites called it even earlier than that.
Yeah, yeah, actual economists. Yeah, it's hard looking back at the past and seeing all the warning signs. It's hard.
We should have known better.
We didn't listen.
And I say that I'm probably going to buy this Super Mario 3D All-Stars thing when it comes out in a couple weeks.
Oh, Andy.
If I can play Galaxy without motion controls, it's something I've wanted since I was... it's several chapters of my life ago when I first got a Wii and was so excited to play this game and was trying to do the bullshit level where you have to stay on top of the rolling ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
I know. Yeah, so, like, I don't ever consider myself a Mario fan until I remember that I've beaten Sunshine, Galaxy, Galaxy 2, and Odyssey, and nearly 100%ed all of them. And then I'm like,
they're so good.
You know what? Maybe I am a Mario fan, and I forget that. But I will absolutely not be buying this game. Absolutely not. Nothing will compel me, Andrew.
All right. Well, you are a stronger man than I.
Yes, just wanted to point that out. Remember that, audience, when you disagree with me, that I'm the strong boy. I'm the strong boy. Will of Steel.
All right. Well, you have any final thoughts on their bullshit here today?
I'm going to take the same standing and say vote with your wallets, but I know that's just not going to happen.
Nah.
I've seen a lot of really shitty takes about this. People being mad at gamers and saying that this is their fault, and to some degree, obviously it is. But that doesn't give Nintendo a pass for being fucking gross dinguses with their anti-consumer policies. But you know, vote with your wallet. Hope for a brighter future. Tears. Showcase time. Do. I still think we need music for the transition. Clearly,
I think you did. I think you did it. I think you got it right there. Just gotta auto tune that a little bit, and we've got it.
I think it was too much like the Jeopardy double bonus thing, or however that goes.
Yeah, no, you're right. That is very similar to the double Jeopardy noise.
Yeah, don't need Alex Trebek hunting me down, especially in a drunken stupor.
Yeah, no, thank you.
All right. So Andrew, you played Fall Guys this week. Why don't you tell us a bit about that?
I did play Fall Guys. I had been hearing everyone talking about Fall Guys, and I figured one of us had to play Fall Guys, and I guess I did it.
Bless your heart.
Bless my. So Fall Guys is published by Devolver Digital. It seems to be their most successful game to date, which good for them. Always happy to see Devolver Digital doing well. It's a game where you control a little bean creature. It's kind of like a minion with less personality. And you are running through large, squishy gauntlets that apparently is similar to some Japanese game show that I don't remember the name of, and I'm not familiar with, and I'm not going to look it up.
Wonder Chosen?
No, it has castle in the name. It's someone's castle.
Something castle from the 80s.
Yeah. It's supposed to be similar to that or inspired by it. I don't know anything about it. I just saw that in a couple of tweets. So it's almost like I didn't say anything at all, because it's not really anything that you can build off of or is in any way actionable. You follow your little guy, and you run him through these gauntlets of things falling and spinning and flipping you over and hitting you places and just trying to get from one end to the other, or trying to not fall into slime, or trying to be the first one to grab a crown. And every round, some number of little dudes are eliminated until one person grabs the crown and is crowned winner of that set of games. A winner of the Fall Guys. He's the one who didn't fall.
The unfallen.
He is the unfall. He is the unfellable. And he gets a crown and everyone else doesn't. and that's great. And then you can go and you play it again. It's got a very battle royale style elimination system, but a lot of the stuff that you're doing isn't directly malicious. It can be. You can be malicious, or you can play the game just trying to keep yourself alive, trying to keep your team, in the team-based events, keep them winning, keep them going, or just stay on your own and try not to bother anyone and hope no one grabs you and throws you off an edge.
Sounds a little like online racing games.
Kind of, yeah, a little bit.
Could be a monster, or you could just run your own circuit. Do you?
Yeah, and that was kind of my style. I'm not aggressive enough to play games online. I just want everyone to have a good time and have fun. And so I don't do well in things like Overwatch or Rocket League, where you're supposed to be aggressive and
shout racist slurs at your opponent.
And shout racist slurs. Did I ever tell you when I played Rocket League? This game made me think of Rocket League a lot, because I'm also not very good at Rocket League.
Okay.
But one game I played of Rocket League where someone told me that I ate diapers.
Yes, you have told me that, actually.
I may have even told this story on air before, but that sticks with me. As stupid of an insult as it was, I think about that anytime I talk about online harassment. It's not the same level of harassment that other people have experienced. It's a different, lower level, I will admit. I'm not going to put it on par with most other, but it did stick in my head.
Never quite shook it.
No. And I still never really got whether or not it was dirty diapers or just in general. He just wouldn't address it.
Yeah. Is the implication that my diet is faulty or that I have bad breath?
Yeah, that's what... I mean, I was beating him at Rocket League, and it wasn't even like it's not important. What's important is Fall Guys. That's what we're talking about.
Okay.
Is a game about beans in a squishy race course. Most of the course, actually, I don't really know what else to say about this game in describing it. Did that make sense? Does my description?
They're humanoid beans, to be clear.
Yeah,
you're running around
they've got
and whatnot.
They got little eyes, and you can dress them up in different costumes and give them different patterns. There's a lot of customization, which I think is beyond the $20 price point, where they're doing a lot of monetizing, which is lame. I don't like games that monetize after you've already paid for them, because I paid for it already. Kind of, if you're going to do that, clearly. If you're going to do that, just do free to play. Just do free to play and sell your bean clothes.
Honestly.
But what do I know? Yeah, I think that's it. I think that's all it really is. It's just your little bean dudes, and you try not to get knocked off the course or lose. And if you don't lose, you win.
So, that sounds simple and fun. What was your experience playing online? It didn't.
Right. I'm supposed to tell you what I feel
bad.
about the game and not just describe it. Yes. I remember this now.
You can close Wikipedia now. Thank you, Andy. Little Bean Men. Got it.
All right. Yeah. Now I have to admit that I never played the game. Damn it.
Also, I have to retcon you because apparently the Bean Men are 6 feet tall.
Is that known?
I
is that
saw
a known
it on
fact?
Twitter. I believe it was from the. Somebody fact checked me, but I believe they said that they were 6 feet tall. So they're they're not little they're giant freak monsters. They're terrifying, and you should be afraid of them. But anyway, how was your online experience?
So my online experience was fine. There didn't seem to be any chat of any kind, which made it much more enjoyable than like Apex Legends, where people were constantly yelling at me for not being good at the game. And because no one's relying on me to be good at this game, I felt a lot better about the fact that I was not very good at this game. But weirdly, unlike a game like Rocket League, where I wasn't very good but I enjoyed the mechanics of it, and it was just fun to throw yourself around this arena and occasionally hit a ball.
Yeah.
I didn't enjoy the mechanics of Fall Guys, but I did enjoy it conceptually. Like, in the moment, I didn't really have a lot of fun playing it, but when I thought about it, I had fond memories.
Interesting.
Does that make sense? Like, even thinking about it now, I'm thinking like, oh, maybe after I'm recording, I'll play some more Fall Guys. But I didn't really enjoy playing Fall Guys all that much.
So, is it like the colorful atmosphere that drew you in?
It's super colorful. That part is great. I love how bright and shiny and happy and everything is, and everything's
Yeah.
really excited and makes squeaky noises and squishes, and the music's great. Whoever did the music should win awards. I don't know what game awards are. I don't know what the Grammys are for video games.
Game Off Podcast Tournament of Champions.
Yeah, Game Off Podcast Tournament Champions. Best music is going to go to the guy who did music for Fall Guys. It's great. But the act, like, because you're just kind of running and occasionally diving or grabbing someone. But it just, like, you run forward and don't get hit by the propellers. And then if you don't, you didn't. And then you ran forward. Run forward and try to figure out which door actually opens. And if you find it, you go through. And if you don't find it, you just kind of comically slap into it. And then, you know, it's kind of like, it reminds me of, like, if I was playing Mario Party by myself. Like, against the NPCs.
That sounds like an actual nightmare.
Right? Like, all of those little mini games aren't really mechanically all that fun or interesting.
Nope.
They're lent fun by being in this party competitive atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
But if I'm just, like, sitting here in my basement playing Fall Guys by myself, it feels like I'm playing Mario, and I'm wearing out the palm of my hand, rotating that little joystick around. And I beat Peach CPU and Yoshi CPU. Yay.
I'm the winner of me.
It felt very hollow.
Yeah.
And like, not all that exciting. But again, like Mario Party, I have very fond thoughts of it. So it's a conundrum. It's a quandary.
Indeed. The thing that struck me watching some streams and whatnot of it is, like, I couldn't tell if, like, the movement mechanics were purposefully clunky or they just looked that way and were actually surprisingly smooth. Can you shine some light on that?
Oh, yes and no. So you're not going to feel like... I'm trying to think of a game that has really tight movement controls. Raiden and Metal Gear Rising Revengeance. Was that his name? Raiden?
Yeah, Raiden, however you want to pronounce it.
Okay, I said Raiden, then I just could not think of the guy from Mortal Kombat, and I got very like, oh god, they're gonna say I'm not a real gamer.
Oh, I thought you were gonna talk about the Raiden, the bullet hell game, like Raiden 4. It's like, I don't see it.
Yeah,
I don't see it, Andy.
It's not a bullet hell game with really responsive controls. It's not like a Devil May Cry game where, like, you got these kind of twitch movement that, you know, informs all of your actions and combos. There's definitely a little bit of jankiness to it, but it also feels appropriate for a 6-foot-tall bean man running around on foam. Like, it doesn't feel bad. It just feels slightly inaccurate. But the kind of inaccuracy that if you've ever been at a state fair where they have those big inflatable obstacle courses.
Oh, yeah.
Like that. Where, like,
you realize how graceless you are in 1 minute flat.
Exactly. I know how to move and how to walk normally, but I can't when I'm walking around on air.
I can't shift my weight that easily.
Right, and the things are just squishing beneath you, and I'm falling. And I'm just falling over. I'm a 12-year-old kid, and I can't stay upright.
What's squishing beneath you? Like the bones of children? What?
Look, it's
What are
an
these
inflatable.
courses you go on?
It's an inflatable obstacle course. Did you not go to? Why are my
Just
voice going up so high?
You're very defensive about this. No, I've they're usually pretty, like, taut. Like, there's some give to them, obviously, but it's not like a squishing between my toes like the bones of children. Like you're so implying.
Well, you know, clearly, my county fair was a little different than yours.
I think it was the same county. Okay. All right. Well, anyway, I had some questions you may not be able to answer about the community. Did you go on open mics while you were playing, like you did with Rocket League?
I didn't know it was an option to, so no.
Oh.
I don't. I did. There wasn't any chatter that I saw or interacted with at all.
Interesting. Like nothing. Like no literal
Nothing
text
came
chat. No voice chat. Okay.
Nothing. And everyone is just labeled like Fall Guy 183.
Oh,
Fall Guy. Yeah, it's
so unpersonal.
it was nice. I liked that part of it. I'm sure it makes it difficult to, like, notice that you're in a game with a popular streamer or something that you might have if you were like playing Fortnite against Ninja. He's still a Fortnite player, right?
Sure. I assume.
I don't know any streamers.
Ninja, and I can name like 5 Dota streamers. That's it. Sorry,
But like you'd know their names and you'd recognize if you had been randomly matched with them, right?
Yeah, Shrewd. That's another one.
Okay, sure. I'll take your word on that.
Yeah, might recognize them. I'd assume it wasn't them because like 1,000 people just name themselves the same thing. Cause
right. Yeah.
On most platforms, there's no like you can't reserve names anymore. But anyway.
Right. Yeah, that's a good point. Yeah. So anyway, there didn't seem to be anything other than just your customization that would differentiate you from anyone else. And because the game is still so short out, it's only been out for a couple of weeks, and the storefront changes once a day, I think. It's not like there's a ton of variety in people's outfits either. So like most runs that I was running, someone else was dressed nearly exactly like me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that'll keep going, and they're continually adding new things. They've got a season 2 that they've been prepping and talking about, something to do with castles. I don't know.
All right. Yeah, I saw the big, what is it, Big Chungus, the hammer they were teasing.
Yeah, Big Edis.
Big Edis. That's
that seemed cool.
Yeah, it seems like they're having fun with this game. I'm glad.
And I'll give them credit. I don't know if you saw the whole thing they did with social media and the charity, like, sponsored outfit.
I'm vaguely familiar, but if you want to explain it.
They basically said they were going to do a sponsored outfit for whatever brand would pledge them largest amount of money to a charity that I'm not going to remember the name of in the UK that specializes in accessible gaming. I think, in providing gaming for people who need different accommodations. And it ended up being something, I think $1 million or close to that. That was pledged, $750,000, something like that. So that was ended up split between 4 or 5 major streamers who are all going to pitch in for it.
Oh, interesting.
The one I did see, there was some company that makes bidets that pledged, I think, around the $40,000 mark, back when that was the top. And the costume that they wanted was just a white t-shirt that said, "Ask me about my butthole." And that's what I was hoping would win, but I don't think they stayed at the top for long.
Oh.
I hope that they consider putting that in there anyways, because that is choice.
Yeah, that runs the risk of like driving like the value down. It's like, well, I don't want to outbid that. I assumed it was just going to be like a big like toilet seat around the giant beans' heads.
Oh no, much better than that.
I hope it arrives.
So I think in conclusion, unless you have any other questions,
I don't.
And it's okay if you don't.
Did you have like one? Have you won any games?
No.
Did you have any particular experiences that felt like they were like cool? Like you were like, wow, that was crazy that happened.
No, I didn't.
All right, so you were just running around and falling then.
Yeah, it doesn't have those moments. At least I didn't experience them, like Rocket League or even like an Apex Legends or Overwatch or some other modern multiplayer game where you have that moment of like, oh my god, then this happened, and this happened. It's like, then I was a bean guy and I did the jump. I climbed up to the top of the mountain and then I touched the crown. Or I went to touch the crown, but then I didn't touch the crown.
Yeah, I wonder if that speaks to like the staying power of the game, because it does seem like a game that would thrive on streamers and people like sticking around in the community. But if it's
I think one of the
same thing
benefits it'll have is how quick the game is.
Yeah,
like a streamer can burn through, can do several in an hour.
Yeah.
Whereas games of Fortnite or Apex can go quite longer.
That's a good point. Yeah, maybe they just have like a Fall Guys night instead of being like a Fall Guys streamer. It's just one of those novel games that people always fall back to. No pun intended.
So I'd recommend it to people. If you look at it and think like that looks like it would be fun, then try it out. I don't really have any reason why you shouldn't. it's fine.
Okay.
That was it. That's all I
there you
got.
have it. It's fine out of 10.
It's fine out of 10.
All right. Well, unless you have any final thoughts, we can move on to Drake's Hollow.
Yeah, let's talk about Uncharted Drake's Hollow.
Drake's Hollow is I can't even read my own handwriting. Drake's Hollow is a single-player co-op base-building style game that looks and feels a tremendous amount like Fortnite. If I had to say it was a mix of two games, it's like Slime Rancher and Fortnite. I forgot to look this up, but I believe it's built on Unreal, and I'm like almost 100% sure that they use straight up like Fortnite assets. Like even
wow.
The animations are straight up like Fortnite. The style of the game is straight up like Fortnite. It's fucking uncanny. Even like at one point I was running around with a pickaxe and I was like swatting boxes and they were like breaking in that exact fashion, and I was like, oh my god, what is this? But yeah, the whole point of the game is it's basically the premise of an isekai anime, which is like a portal show, where basically you're a normal person in the normal world and something happens and you're super sad, and then you get sucked into a portal, and then you're in this whimsical world. And in this whimsical world there are drakes, and the drakes are essentially mandrakes of, folklore or legend. And
Wait, like Mandrake Root?
Like the, I guess, like the Harry Potter mandrakes, where they're like, yeah, like they're in the ground. I don't know if there is, is mandrake root in the real world a real thing?
Yeah, like I think Mandrake is a real thing. Yeah.
Oh, I always thought it was just like a fairy tale thing.
No, I believe it is a real thing, and like it has that name because of the way the root looks.
Well, I'm outing myself as an uncultured idiot, but that's okay. Yeah, but essentially these drakes are like plants. They come out of the ground, but then they're little people, and you go around, beating up bad guys, collecting things to either make your base stronger or make your drakes stronger. So a lot of it
what do you do with the drakes?
Oh, the drakes are just mooches. The drakes are demanding lazy mooches who do nothing.
Okay. Okay.
You have to run around, this person from out of town, you have to run around and collect food for them and water, which is in the form of juice boxes, or, items that help you build like wells and stuff so you can get perpetual water. Obviously, the more drakes you have, the more wells you get. I think there's like an achievement to get like 99 total drakes or something. But
that seems like a lot of drakes.
There's a lot of drakes. I'm also not sure if it's procedurally generated, because for reasons I'll mention later, I didn't get past the first full level, and I played for about 5 hours. So there's like a concept of seasons. So I assume once you beat the first level, the season changes or something. There's a good reason I didn't look any of this up, and it's because the game straight up ruined my playthrough. So before I continue babbling about things I may not know about, I want to make it clear that something occurred that caused me to lose over 2 hours of progress in the game. The autosave is completely unreliable in the game. For some reason, I don't know what procs autosave, but it's one of these games that like seemingly only major events cause autosaves, like completing a quest. And as far as
good. That's great.
From what I can tell, I had only completed 4 quests in the game after 5 hours of playing, and 3 of them were like the tutorials. So the autosave is completely unreliable. So if anything I say now or in the future sounds appealing about this game, be sure you save early, save often, and for whatever fucking reason, do not walk away and let your Xbox turn off on its own like I did. Because that's essentially what happened. I walked away for an hour, I made dinner, I came back, booted it up, like the game had crashed while the Xbox went into sleep mode for whatever reason, and all of the progress I had made was completely gone. And I was enjoying it a little bit up until that point. After I had finished the tutorial, which was just too wordy and boring in like the first few islands, because each level has like a bunch of islands that are like strewn together, kind of. after the tutorial, I sort of hit a curve where I was kind of enjoying the game, but not enough to redo like four of these islands. Yeah, very very disappointing. But I'll continue babbling about.
Wait,
what...
so the base that you're building and defending, are you doing it like the PvE version of Fortnite?
I guess it's probably kind of similar to that. I was gonna bring that up later on with you because you had played like the what do they call it now? Save the World.
Save the World, yeah.
Yeah, it's there's raids on the town, so you have to come back, but it's not. They're not like hard raids. Transportation in this game is like awful, so you either have to teleport all the way back, or take this rail system that you have to create and ride it all the way back. And then it's all for just a raid of like 4 puny monsters that you can easily dispatch. But yeah, there's no walls or anything that actually no. Later on there are walls. I saw them in the creator box. What do you call it? The fucking crafting table. And yeah, you just need to create like beds, a sustainable habitat for your drakes. That is seemingly the entire purpose of the game.
But do the drakes do anything?
The drakes, to reiterate, are completely useless. Lazy.
You said that, but like
lazy
it just feels
mooches.
like they should do something, right?
They give you charms, which you need to create things for them. So they don't use the charms that they need to build themselves things. They just give them to you so you can build the things. They're bummed.
But to what end? But like, why are you doing this?
So that they can survive, even though a lot like pandas in the wild in China seem to have no fucking survival instincts, and questions should be raised about why we're wasting our time.
That's what I don't get. Like, you say so they can survive to do what? Why do I care about these drakes?
There's
Help me.
No reason is given. You were sucked into a portal, and it's like, hey, they need your help. And what they mean is you need to be their caretaker, their fucking everything. Their chef, their fucking carpenter. You are
This sounds awful.
Yeah, you are in indentured servitude to these drakes.
But why drakes? Like, what do they do? What is the point of them? I can't get
one
over
of them
this.
can give you a buff at a time. Only one though.
Oh, okay, so they at least give you a buff.
And the buff is usually just to get more supplies to bring back. The one I used, at least, is just get supplies faster to build them things faster. Because, they'll die of boredom, Andy. Which is a literal thing. They will die of boredom. So I need to build them entertainment.
What?
God.
This hurts. This is hurting me.
So, anyway.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. I'm just not going to get it. That's fine. I accept that.
Yeah, this may not be the game for you. You're already asking too many questions. So, there's this concept of aether in the game that is sort of like the water that separates all these islands that are created in this world that you're plopped into.
Okay, so it's not water.
It's not water because you'll die if you walk into it. So what you need...
I mean, that happens in regular water too if you walk too far.
Yes, or if you're Irish. That's not meant to be a racist thing. I was thinking about sunburn. Don't take that out of context, please, anyone.
That's fair.
Okay.
I always knew we'd blow up someday. I just didn't think it would be because of racism.
I'm saying all the wrong things today. Yeah, so this is one of the more annoying things because it's this arbitrary thing in the world that just exists, and you have to build wards so that you can walk through it for some reason. They don't really... Between the islands, like, the difficulty doesn't really jump up, so I don't know why they try and, like, gate the islands with this minor item that you can build at level 1. It seemed weird. They have on some of the islands, it's corrupted and there's vines, and you just have to break them, and it's unclear what the benefit is for breaking them. It's just like hey, clear the island, nice work, and you're like, thanks. And then they plop a chest that has like one piece of duct tape in it, and you just move on with your day. And that's that. I really hope that later on it's much more rewarding, because some of them are very annoying to find. Like, the early ones have like 4 vines on them, but like bigger islands had like over 20. And on one of them, I just straight up couldn't find the last one. And because it had already been proven to be kind of a buggy game, I didn't rule out the fact that it was just beneath the world. So I was like, all right, you know what? I'm just going to walk away from whatever this is. I'm not running around this same fucking island for another minute. Oh, my favoriteest feature in the game is to talk to any NPC, including the drakes. You have to hold down the button to talk to them. I don't know. I don't know why this is. I'm gonna gripe about this also whenever I finally get around to finishing Final Fantasy VII Remake, but hold to do anything is the stupidest thing ever, especially when it doesn't have any additional effect. Games like adventure games can get away with it because usually it's something cool happening, like fucking God of War, Kratos maybe like literally lifting up a boulder the size of a mountain, and so yeah, it makes sense you might want to jam or hold the button down for a couple seconds, but in this game it's like a 2-second button hold, and then it's like, okay, now I've entered the shop, or I'm talking to the quest keeper, or I'm getting, I'm getting fucking charms from the drakes.
So it's just extended for the sake of extending it.
I have no idea why it exists. The drakes are never around anything else that you can accidentally misclick. I don't know. I don't know why. It'd be so much faster. The animations to get into talking to the drakes are exhaustively long, so I could see why they might be like, well, you don't want to accidentally get into one of these things, but then you also like front load it with the fucking hold down anyway. So it's like, I don't know. I'm overwhelmed with frustration just talking about it.
I'm trying not to think about it at this point because I got so frustrated at just the idea, the general premise of the game.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think the raiding, like the fighting off raids, could have been a cool point later on. I was curious to see what happened with that. The thing I mentioned earlier about grinding between islands, you can create these like waypoints that have like, I don't know, like a 20-yard range. You have to create a tremendous amount of waypoints, and the islands are pretty well spread apart. But you can create these waypoints, connect them together all the way back to the base, and then grind from the base to wherever the waypoints are connected to. That could be cool, but it takes a while, so I'd honestly rather have just had like some sort of fast travel system and not had Aether in the game, because I couldn't see why that concept existed. I didn't understand it.
So you're going to recommend this game to a lot of people, right?
If you're very careful about saving, then I could recommend it to people who like games like Slime Rancher. It's the drakes are cute. The base building is not really satisfying, but it's like nice once you like upgrade it. Like anything else, like progress is fun, right? That's why we like RPGs.
Yeah.
So if you do like those sort of like diet base building games, yeah, you may enjoy it. It's on Game Pass. I would say if that does sound like your type of thing, and the entry point is essentially free for you, just give it a shot. You'll get through the tutorial in like 20-30 minutes. But if nothing about what I said sounds fun, you're 100% not going to enjoy this game. I can guarantee you that.
So you're speaking directly to me with that sentence then.
You're not going to enjoy this game.
I am 100% going to not enjoy this game.
Andrew P.
I really feel like I'm not going to. Like, everything you described sounded like it would have driven me insane.
Something about the game, like, I really wanted to play this game, but the game that was in my head. So you might watch the trailer, you might say, oh, like, I can really see myself enjoying this, and you'll be pleasantly surprised that you're wrong. There was a game that kind of gave me the same vibe from the PlayStation Showcase. It was one where all the little fucking, I don't even know what they were, the little fucking 8 balls that you controlled, like you controlled like swarms of them, and it was this like really colorful world, and you were just like beating up like weird monsters.
Are you talking about Pikmin?
No. It was you played as like a young girl, and it was like in this mystical forest.
Is
and,
Olimar not a young girl?
You know what? He might be. I don't.
Yeah,
I never.
maybe.
I never asked their gender. I never really gave it a second thought. But yeah, that type of game has like a certain appeal. Like sometimes you want like the cameos of the world, or like
Sure.
beyond good and evil ones of the world. Just like a nice like diet, like beat 'em up, like sort of adventure game. And I was in the mood for that. And this did not scratch that itch, but it might scratch a different itch for some people. Yeah,
You're not going to trick me to playing it.
I'm really not trying. You you really should play this, because I don't want you to suffer.
This is like some sort of reverse psychology. I can feel it. You're trying to trick me into playing this game.
You're gonna hate this more than any game ever, Andy. I promise you.
You're not allowed to play this, Andy. It's so bad you'd hate it so much. I'm not going to allow. I forbid it.
You're getting a timeout. You can't do anything except for twiddle your thumbs for the next 3 weeks.
But I want to play that new Tony Hawk game.
Sorry.
Damn it.
Think before you speak next time, fucking nerd.
Oh, man. I mean, I deserve it, but I still don't like it.
Well, it's all part of growing up.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry, Dad.
Do we have any sponsors this week?
Oh, yeah, we totally do. I got to read the sponsor message. And I definitely have that tab open right now, and I didn't accidentally close out of it, and I'm frantically trying to get it back up. Hey, it's a question for you. Do you know a lot about archaeology?
Me as a human?
Yeah, you as a or you in your capacity as a host, you in your capacity as a citizen of the United States.
I didn't know if it was like a call to action type thing. Like you there with the menopause. Do I know much about archaeology? No. No.
Okay. Well, let me learn you something here. Did you know that archaeologists in England have actually found 6-sided die left by ancient Roman soldiers nearly 2,000 years ago? That's not a joke. There's no punchline there. Ancient Romans were just as big of a fan of dice games as we are today. I know you are. You know I am. That's all the people I can speak to. But huge fans. But think of the poor soldier who lost his dice in 1st century Britannia. How heartbroken he must have been when he learned that those dice were just gone forever, because you can't find things in the past. Poor Quintus Herminius Mercator had to sit in the sidelines hoping someone would take pity on him and lend him their dice. And he could easily have just run off and stolen those dice because he was a soldier and had weapons. So people wouldn't lend him their dice. Do you want to be like Quintus, shunned by your friends because you can't join in their dice games? Well, you're in luck, because it's 2020.
Oh, you weren't asking me
You
that
don't
time.
want to be. That was a rhetorical question, not a call to action. I apologize. If you had come to rehearsal, this wouldn't have happened. It's 2020. We play dice games on our phones now. That's right. There's no risk of losing dice and becoming social outcasts when you've got Slotsy. That's the name of the game. Slotsy is an exciting new twist on a classic dice game that's available right now on the Google Play Store. You can arrange your dice to make various hands and rack up points. You can earn power-ups and climb to the top of the leaderboards, and to prove your friends that you are the real dice champion. So don't be like Quintus. Keep the good times rolling with Slotsy.
Yeah, there's a leaderboard to prove you're better than your friends.
There's no better way to prove your worth and your value to your friends, to your boss, to your family, to your girlfriend, than by being good at Slotsy.
There you go. And if you're like most people on the internet, you don't have friends, you can just beat up strangers.
Yeah. You don't need friends because you've got Slotsy.
Your friends have 6 sides.
Yeah.
Not just 2. Okay.
You got any final messages or words for our people today? For our listeners?
No. I check out next week. I'll probably be playing. No, I don't know. Any idea what you're playing next week?
God. I mean, I'm going to be playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1+2, but that's not going to be what I'm going to cover. I'm going to try to cover a game that came out this decade.
Okay.
And not just a prettier version of a game that came out during the glory days of my youth.
Oh, God.
But you can be rest assured that whatever I talk about, I'm still going to be in my head playing Tony Hawk Pro Skater.
Good. Me too. That was.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening. Check us out on all the normal social medias. Not Tumblr, but Facebook, Twitter. Give us a follow. We appreciate it. And
yeah, leave us a review on iTunes if you want to do that. Especially if you're going to leave a good review. You can still leave a bad review on iTunes, but
we won't take it to heart.
Don't.
You'll just be hurting yourself.
Yeah.
Give us 3 stars, then we'll read it.
Yeah, we'll read it and we'll learn, and you can give us some feedback. Give us feedback too if you want to do that. Let us know what you think. If there's a game that you want us to cover that we haven't covered, especially if it's one that came out this year, like don't say like, "Hey, cover, I don't know, Perfect Dark Zero." We're not going to do that. We're not going to play Perfect Dark Zero.
We should do a game off retcast or something, or we should play shitty old games.
Just pick a year and just. All right, you know what? For this episode, we're each playing games from 1996. Fill your boots.
I'm into this. We'll do that for an anniversary episode, which I think we already missed.
Yeah, well, no one knows that.
All right, well, I've been Arcadia, ARKEYDIA, and you've been...
Oh, yeah, I've been Solid Talker, SOLI Talker, on Twitter.
Cool. Well, that's from episode 38. Goodbye.